Welcome, Scorpio. Happy New Year. It's 2017. I feel a little like the postman, the proverbial postman through rain, hail or snow who has made it here. I'm in the Philippines and we've just had a really high category typhoon that knocked all the electricals out. The internet's been down. I've had to cart my family here to Makati, Manila City. That's why you'll see a slightly different background here to give you a brief synopsis. I don't have a lot of time, and apologies also that we weren't able to do all the fancy stuff, topping and tailing the video. I guess it's the information simply that you want, and you're in good company because, as some of you know, I'm also a Scorpio. Wow, was it as hard for you last year as it was for me? Even astrologers have horoscopes. It's been really, really tough, and particularly on a financial note because we've laboured that point. You'll be pleased to know that at the end of 2017, Saturn, which has been transiting slowly, I might add, your second house of income, finances, and also to a large extent your speech, believe it or not, will transit out of that second house into the third house, which is a thoroughly welcome shift, I've got to say. But you don't have to wait that long till there are some changes. I'm going to get onto a few nearer ones, which you'll be sighing with relief. Except to say that the transit of Saturn in this placement is coupled with the transit of the North Node in your 11th house. Now, why is that significant? Well, on a financial note, the 11th house is profits you get from business. The second house, Saturn's position, is the profits you make from your own self-exertion. So it's sort of going through a double whammy, but the first bit of good news is that around the last week of May into early June, this North Node, or Rahu as some of us call it, transits into your 10th house. So that takes a lot of pressure. Generally, it's quite good in the 11th house. I still feel it acts a little bit like Saturn and can be a bit abrupt and unexpected in its results. So there may have been times where you're getting a lot of money, then a lot of money going out. So that's the consistency that you want. There'll be a big shift towards the middle of the year. In fact, some of you may start to feel that you want to do something completely different with your career. Rahu comes with great desire. It's almost an obsessive desire. Transiting in your 10th house and staying there for the next 18 months or so shows us to focus karmically, really finding your path, really fine-tuning what it is you've been doing. If you are on the path or you feel that you are doing what you really love to do and what you've been meant to do, then there's going to be a real refinement of a lot of those activities associated with your work. If you don't actually do what it is you love to do, then there's going to be pretty much I think a big shake-up in that respect, a movement into an area that is going to be much more in keeping with who you are as a person. Mars, Neptune and the South Node in the 5th house as the year starts show us your creative impulse and you're really ramping up that vision to do something special. And if you're not, you should be, because that Mars, one of your ruling planets in the 5th house, up until the 27th of February, in the company of Neptune, spiritual and idealistic, shows us that your creative ideas, you've got to be careful of that. Don't for a minute think that your ideas are unattainable. You could have some self-doubt there. You could be listening to the negative talk of others. Don't be subjected to the negative influence of other people under these transits, especially in the first 2 or 3 months of the year, Scorpio, because that's what's going to elevate you, irrespective of the fact that you may not be earning the sort of money that you want, that you're having to work a lot harder for the money that you're getting. Things will pan out for you, and those transits, as we can see. Now, the big transit that we look for once every 12 years, I've talked about this as well, but now I can talk a little more about it. We're getting closer to it. In fact, at least we're into the year 2017, when Jupiter will move its transit out of the 12th house of losses and confusion into your sun sign. That happens on October 10. So everything is moving towards that, more or less. For some of you, it may happen a little bit earlier. For others, it may happen a little bit later. But that is a very expansive, friendly planet It brings with it not only the opportunity for great success, but as I can attest to, great girth, especially around the midriff area. So you shouldn't be eating too much with this one. It is notorious. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system and tends to contribute to weight gain. Don't you hate that word? Why is it so easy to put it on? I mean, I lost 3 kilos last week. It took me, quite a few, maybe a week or two to lose 3 kilos. I really worked hard at it. And then within a day, I put it all back on. Don't start me on that. So there you have it. I think one last thing, Uranus in your 6th house is going to continue to give you unexpected ups and downs in your professional activity, which is why you need more planning, more forward thinking, and somewhat sticking to the plan rather than getting all excited and being distracted here, there and everywhere. I haven't talked a lot about your relationships. I think that could be suffering as a result of so much worry in the business and the finance and just dealing with the material side of life. I think once, especially after May, once you see the movement of the North Node out of this area, things are going to start to improve in that area for you as well. Look, do visit me at astrology.com.au. I've just spent a good few weeks typing up 1,500 words for each of the star signs for what is coming in 2017. You better go and have a look at it. I did it for you. What's the point otherwise? Astrology.com.au, and I'll be here next month, and I'm hoping you're going to join me again. Take care now, and again, Happy New Year.